One of the most important things in soap opera acting is reacting. This does not mean acting again.
Hey, it's me, it's JSB, and today on Acting is Reacting, we're back with a bit more Marillion, who, as we know, if you've been here before, are my favourite band. And today the track is a Fisher one, it's Incubus. Now, this is neither a 50-year flashback, nor, as per the last time we were with Marillion for Brave, a 30-year throwback, but it is a big anniversary bang in between those two, so it's a 40-year flashback. No, there doesn't seem to be an echo on a 40-year flashback. Isn't that a relief? Now, it's also, of course, 8 minutes and a bit. In fact, half a bit, or you could indeed say half another minute. So it is therefore also a long song listen-along, which is what we do when albums don't fit the random foreplay format, when I listen to 4 random songs from them, because it would take hours. Because, yes, this is from Fugazi, the band's second album, released in March 1984, for those who are working out how anniversaries work. That's where we're at. And it is possibly the epitome of the difficult second album. Again, I could go into the trials and tribulations of the writing and recording of this album, but that could take up to 3 years. However, if you are interested, it is all detailed through the booklet and the rather splendid documentary on this beautiful thing, which is the 2021 deluxe edition, and features the remix done by Andy Bradfield and Avril McIntosh, and that's the version we'll be listening to today. I am, as regular viewers of the channel might know, hi Steve, often in a minority, and in this case, almost certainly, this is my favourite of Marillion's first 3 albums. By quite a distance too, I have to say. Maybe I'm less alone in having Incubus as my favourite track from not just this album, but any of those 3. But still, I sit off in my own little corner and just nod along happily, not caring what anybody else thinks about things. That's how I roll, and that's why this channel has different stuff on it from most channels. Anyway, the song itself, for those who don't know what an incubus is, it's kind of a demon who has sex with women while they're sleeping. One of those nice, friendly, relaxing tales that you get in medieval folklore, but translated to a modern setting. Now, as an actor, as we know I am, I'm pleased to tell you that I can't personally relate to this tale of an actress about to make a big break in legitimate theatre when she sees in the audience her ex-boyfriend. That could be uncomfortable for anyone, but for her, especially so, because he was the first to make her a star, shall we say, in some beautiful and I'm sure highly artistic porn. And the question is, will he dredge up that past and ruin the future that she's built for herself and is coming to fruition? So this is all running through her mind while she attempts to perform and get to her big soliloquy, etc. And sort of freezes her in her tracks, whilst the critics are waiting to praise or condemn her from below. So pretty nasty stuff, all told, but also pretty accurate both then and still, I'm afraid to say. But fortunately, like I say, for me, I'm neither heading for major breakout success anytime soon, it would seem. Anything can happen in this world, but yeah, I'm pretty much stuck at not Z list. Let's call me W list. Well, I'm perfectly happy, by the way. So therefore, I'm also not easily blackmailable. I mean, if you want to see my porn, there's a link below to. Just kidding. Obviously, I've no idea how to get hold of that. I'm still just joking. Sometimes even I can't tell the difference, to be honest, where the jokes end and the nasty, terrible truth begins. But yeah, that's me. And today, we're not talking about that. We're listening to Incubus by Marillion. As with Bray, this has got the lyrics all printed off, so I'll be referring to those because Fish was a wordy bastard, and still is, as we know. Except these days he just talks about gardening. Anyway, Incubus. Root lights. That's footlights for those who speak English.
My audience leaves the stage, floating ahead, perfume ship within the stammering silence. The face that launched 1,000 frames betrayed by a porcelain tear. A stained career. You played this scene before. You played this scene before. I, the mote in your eye. I, the mote in your eye. A misplaced reaction.
This light widdly widdly from Mr. Kelly on this one.
The dark room unleashes imagination in pornographic images in which you will always be the star, untouchable, unapproachable.
Backing vocals here are from Linda Pike. And they're a little more prominent on this mix than they were in the original, mainly because Mark Kelly didn't like them and buried them.
With no flower to place before this gravestone, and the walls become enticingly newspaper thin. But that would only be developing the negative view.
You have to be exposed in voyeuristic color.
The public act. Let you model your shame on the mannequin catwalk, catwalk. Let the cats walk. I've played this scene before. I've played this scene before. I, the mote in your eye. I, the mote in your eye. A misplaced reaction. Satisfaction.
Of course, this is the first album with Ian Mosley on drums. And what a difference that made, huh?
You can brush me under the carpet. You can't hide me under the stairs. The custodian of your private fears. Your leading actor of yesteryear.
This is her ex speaking.
Called out of the alleys of obscurity, sentenced to rejection
Anonymity is a word I've always struggled to say. Just managed it there, which is nice. He definitely thinks she owes him something. Wipe me from your memory like a grease paint mask. Like what Fish himself used to wear on stage. Suggestions that this is a reaction to something from Fish's own past is curious. Heightened, I'm sure. And this is a Steve Rothery solo, so I should shut up. A lot of different sounds that Mark Kelly's bringing to this. He had a bit of widdly widdly, we had some lovely clean piano, and now a bit of organ as well. And some synth. I sometimes think of Mark as probably the member of the Marillion who's grown the most over the years, but he had his moments in the early days, that's for sure. All right, that was Incubus by Marillion. Did that feel like 8.5 minutes? Some of the early songs feel really long. The Web, but that one for me just whizzes by, even with some of Fish's verbosity at its peak. He's got some great lines in there, but also some that are words for the sake of words, which was kind of his biggest failing in the early days. But also, I say failing, but it's what made them unique and got them the rabid fan base that they had in those days. That we still feel those connections coming through to modern day Marillion, who are, of course, at this point, and I remind you, it's 40 years later, pretty much a completely different band, despite 80% of the members being the same. And they're still great. Would they be my favourite band if they continue down this path? Well, it's hard to say, but the final Fish album, Clutching at Straws, is up there with my favourite albums by them or indeed anybody, so chances are maybe. We'll never know, really. What happened instead worked out pretty nicely as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the band are concerned. They've been happy as a result. And of course, Fisher's going out on his final tour that was meant to be 4 or 5 years ago, but to be fair, the pandemic happened to everybody, but even if it hadn't, something else would have happened to Fish, because that's just how his world works. There's already been a bit of a furore about his final date selling out, so he had a date after that to be his new final date. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll see him on that tour or not. I've only seen him twice live, and both times were okay. This is about as far as it goes. Really, on the other hand, their worst performance, pretty amazing. So that's where I stand on those things, but your mileage may vary as ever. In any case, hopefully we can agree that Incubus, in any version, but probably especially this lovely remix, it's a pretty amazing track. So if it was your first time hearing it, let me know what you thought. If it's your first time hearing this mix, but you're familiar with the original, let me know what you think of the differences. Did you notice them? Probably did. Either way, if you haven't already, drop us a comment, a like, a subscription, all of that good YouTube stuff, and I will see you on the next video, when or indeed if that should ever happen. Bye for now.